Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the committee meetings for November 12th, 2025. We're going to start off with public safety. Our chair, Commissioner Brockington, and our vice chair, Commissioner Lewis, are excused for the evening. So I'm going to be your tour guide for this committee. So Chief, buckle up. No, I'm just kidding. Starting with, I'll call the public safety meeting to order. It's 7:40 p.m. And we'll start with item number one, receipt of reports. Chief, please have at it. September 2025.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. Attached to the September 2025 police activity report. Are there any questions regarding the report?
Yeah.
Any questions from anyone on the board? Yeah, Commissioner Norris.
Yeah, thank you. One question, I'm not sure if you have the information, Chief. The Parkmobile, do you have how much the township revenue is, how much revenue we're earning on that?
I do not have that information in front of me tonight, sir.
Okay. And I'm not sure, do you receive that, or Allison, does that come from you, or does Janice keep track of that, or somebody's in charge of that contract and the revenue that comes in?
Yeah, we'll look into that for you.
Okay.
We can get that information for you,
Thank
sir.
you. It's not urgent, but thank you.
Any other board questions? Commissioner Ziegmanfeld, please.
Thank you. Chief, we're back into a spike in the bus patrol citations. We're close to 370, and it wasn't even a full month of school. So I guess my question is, are there some things beyond catching the violators that we can do or we're doing to try and be more visible and to try and do things, in a more preventative way? It's just, these numbers, probably for the next couple months are going to get into the 4 and maybe close to 500 level. And the risk factor there just keeps escalating.
Yes, sir. To answer your question, actually, our number has gone down slightly from, if you remember last year at this time, we were seeing numbers in the 500 range. And we've taken numerous steps to try to address this, in addition to the enforcement of violators. Changing bus stops, meeting with the school district to try to come up with a plan to improve child safety at these bus stops. So we're trying several different things. I'm curious to see moving forward how the numbers progress. But just to let you know, I see it as a win from where we were this time last year. So if you go back to last year, I think we were seeing numbers higher in the 500 range, as I recall, for a good portion of the year. So I'm hoping these numbers continue to decline. As you all know, we've spoken to each one of you about this, and I hope the message is getting out there. I also think with the addition of several of the surrounding communities now taking part in this program as well, we're not the only one out there doing this. So more and more people will become aware of this, and hopefully that'll add to our efforts to prevent a lot of these violations from occurring.
Chief, is there a possibility that we can start to identify patterns of behavior, by either repeat offenders and also locations that are more vulnerable? Because I think, if we're at 8 schools or whatever, it may not be equally distributed. It may be that there are more of these violations close to EP middle school, close to the high school, whatever. So I just think we ought to, that may be a way to really ratchet down, increase the enforcement and ratchet down on the repetitions.
Yes, sir. I believe that we addressed that with the school as well, that concern, your particular concern there, with the location. I think some of the major arteries, the 4-lane highways, is where we're having a problem at. Cheltenham Avenue being one I can point to off the top of my head, being a problem location. I don't know if people think because it's a 4-lane highway, I'm over here, it doesn't impact me, that kind of thing. So we all took the driving test. We all know the rules of the road. We all remember that question. We all passed it, or we wouldn't be driving. But a lot of people, I guess, are confused on that. That's part of that educational component I mentioned as well, by putting out those public service announcements on there and saying, hey, listen, here's your duty and responsibility as a reminder to folks what the requirements are. So we're going to continue to do this, everything we can throw at this, and hopefully we'll have some effect on the number and bringing it down. So we're open to that. The school district appears to be open to that as well in my conversations with them. So we'll continue down those avenues. I want to see what the following month brings October brings forth, like I said, I'm hoping for a steady decrease in these numbers as we move forward.
No reflection on you or your staff. It's really a matter
Yes, sir.
of behavior that people have crossed lines and don't seem to understand the actions that they're taking and their implications.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Ziegman-Feld. Thank you, Chief. Any other questions for the chief on his report? All right, seeing none, thank you, Chief. I'll move for acceptance of the police chief's September 2025 report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. On to our fire marshal September 2025 report. Fire Marshal Lynch, anything to add to your report?
Good evening, commissioners, and no. Does anybody have any questions on my submitted report?
Commissioner Ziegman-Feld.
What would a meeting be without a question from Commissioner Ziegman-Feld?
So, Scott, I just want to ask the question. Are we, you've mentioned in prior meetings the importance of getting the fire training area up to speed. I know it's in our capital budget and that kind of thing. Are there some issues associated with continuing delays in having that done with both our fire companies as well as some of our neighboring fire companies that have wanted to use the fire training area in closer proximity than having to run out to the county?
So the chiefs have met and visited the site, and they feel it's in the best interest at this time, with the condition of the doors and the windows and things like that, not to use the training area other than exterior operations. So they're doing training on ladders and cutting a car apart, things like that. They're down there. But as far as the interior operations, a couple companies I know have gone up to the Abington Training Tower or out to the Montgomery County facility in Conshohocken to do their required burning. We're required to have burns during the year to stay under, with the air pack qualifications and things like that.
So not to be on a soapbox, but I think not maximizing the ability for our four companies to optimize their training activities and even to lend some of that to our more close, partnering fire companies is a problem. So I would urge that, we've delayed this now for 2 years, and I would urge the staff leadership and our finance manager to please find the way to get this money in play and get the activities so that we have no reluctance and there's no continuing delays in giving the best training to our four critical companies. So I think that's an important issue.
Thank you, Commissioner Ziegman-Feld. Manager Elliott, could you remind us whether these funds were in the 2025 budget or are they set for the 2026 budget?
They are in the 26 budget. They were in 25. We pushed them forward just due to lack of staffing to push that project forward.
I agree with Commissioner Ziegman-Feld that we need to make this a priority. It's not a heavy lift in terms of finances, and I think it deserves our attention. So please move this to a higher position on the list of things to do, if you wouldn't mind.
Will do.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on the fire marshal's report? Seeing none, I'll move for acceptance of the September 2025 fire marshal report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. On to our emergency medical services chief, Bartow, for September 2025. Welcome, Chief.
Hello. Does anyone have any questions about my report?
We're going to give Commissioner Rappaport a chance, and then we'll go to Commissioner Ziegman-Feld.
Thanks. It's actually less a question than just a congratulations on your MH certification. That's great.
Thank you. They are actually pushing in New Jersey for every EMS organization to have an MHRO in the state. So I figured that would probably be something that would be wise for us to start moving forward with. So
Well,
thank
it's a
you.
real asset for our team and thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner Rappaport. Commissioner Siegentfeld.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a simple question. I'm anxious to renew my membership, and I hope that's the same for all of our households. When are the mailings going out for that? I haven't seen it, so I hope they're scheduled quickly, and maybe there can be a little bit of a postcard reminder to make sure people understand the benefits that we've talked about the last couple of months.
So I did speak to them today, actually, because I kind of knew that was going to be a question. It's like I have a crystal ball. Anyway, I did speak with them today, and the company that was previously doing our memberships has been actually merged into our billing company. They were two separate companies that just kind of worked together. Now they're being merged into one, so they are expecting a week delay from when the memberships would usually go out. So the memberships would usually go out the 15th, like the week of the 15th. They're expecting it to be the following week. So it will definitely be before Thanksgiving, but it's going to be, a week later than normal.
Maybe you can ask them to do a postcard reminder since they're delayed a little bit, and we want to try and get people to understand just how much benefit there is to the membership.
I can definitely ask them.
Thanks.
Their cost, right? Okay. Any other questions for Chief Bartow? All right, seeing none, I'll move for the Emergency Medical Services Chief's report for September 2025. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. On to item 1D, Emergency Management Coordinator, October 2025, Mr. Hellendahl.
Good evening, all.
evening.
A couple of things. I wanted to thank the board for their support of our changes at Halloween. Thank you for forwarding all the angry resident calls to my cell phone. But all kidding aside, we had no incidents. I actually got several phone calls of thanks. The chief and his guys were great. We put up a light tower, we put up signboards, and without closing roads, I think we had a successful Halloween. And so thank you all for your support. We're working on some changes to our plans that will probably involve no road closures for any big holidays. The chief and I attended the Eastern Montgomery County meeting today, and that's pretty much the way it's going because wooden barricades are useless. So thank you for your support, and it went well. The other thing, which is doubly good news, I think you saw in the report that the county has given us another signboard. And we had 2 weeks before that sent out our signboard for like $1,500 of work to get fixed, which it was too late to stop it until they called today and said that thing is so old it'll be almost $3,000 to fix it, and so we were able to cancel it. So we saved money. We got a brand new sideboard that is 15 years newer. Compliment to the county, they own it, we have to loan it out. But that just, if you see people from the county, we appreciate it. And we are working on a second light tower that if they get them in, we will get one of those also. Side note, as I said, the chief and I attended the meeting today. Everyone talked about special events, how expensive they're getting, and how they're trying to recoup money. I can tell you some of the prices that we have come up with that you will see in the near future are on the low end. There is actually a community in Montgomery County charging residents $75 for block parties. So we're trying to recoup some of the money that we're spending. That's all I've got. Again, thank you for the support at Halloween.
Thank you, Mr. Hellendahl. Commissioner Siegentfeld, we haven't heard from you in a while.
Just a question, is Kim online or no?
Kim is on vacation.
Okay, well, I just want to know if they need any help and the extent of the FEMA and PEMA funds that are going to be due to us from Hurricane Ida, and whether there needs to be some additional assistance. I know Kim's done a great job there, but I want to make sure that we can, if we need to put some leverage in, do we make a couple of phone calls to the federal and the state people to help?
I was on a phone call with her, and to put it politely, they said they were there to answer questions, and the gentleman began the phone call with, "I'm not here to answer questions." And Kim and I looked at each other. He was there to hear what we had to say about cost overruns. And we did have some cost overruns through no one's fault. They were doing work in the stream bank and found additional stuff that had to be done. And that it was all from Ida. It was nothing new. And so we're in a holding pattern. This gentleman was working, but the whole staff wasn't. So if we need help, we'll gladly reach out. But I think everything that can be done is being done.
Okay. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you both. Any additional questions for Mr. Hellendahl? All right, seeing none, I will move the Emergency Management Coordinator report for October 2025. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. That concludes our report section. On to old business. Does anyone have any old business for public safety this evening? Once, twice. All right, we'll close old business. We'll go on to new business. Anyone have any new business? Yeah, Chief, please.
Yes. I just wanted to let everyone know, our department, police department, and our Eastern Montgomery County SWAT has been collecting canned goods for Preston and Steve's Camp Out for Hunger event. We do that every year there with them. It's the camp out is from November the 10th to the 14th. It's canned goods. We serve as a collection point here. We'll be going down tomorrow, approximately noon. So if anybody wants to drop anything off at the station tomorrow, we can make sure that gets down with our goods we've already collected. Looks like we had a pretty good drive going there. So our SWAT guys will be running that down probably afternoon tomorrow. And that event goes to the end of the week also. If someone wants to go down their own, it's Xfinity down at the South Philly Sports Complex. So if anybody wants to do that as well, it's open out there. And lastly, I just want to thank Lauren for getting that information out regarding food bank information. I think that's very helpful, especially this time. And I just appreciate all her efforts with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that came in a couple of commissioners, Commissioner Cherico and Rappaport also had a lot to do with that as well. So thanks all around. And Chief, just so that everybody's clear, if they do want to participate and have the goods brought down with the SWAT team tomorrow, where should they drop off the canned
Come
goods?
right into the police station lobby. We have a collection site there, and I'll make sure they get loaded up. And I said they should be leaving afternoon, so if they can get there before noon, that would be helpful.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Any other items for new business for tonight's public safety meeting? We'll close new business. Citizens Forum. Yes, Ms. Catchmore.
Well, hello, Commissioners. Good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you. I have two things that were on the agenda that I would like to address specifically. With regard to the school bus violations, we have seen a huge increase in traffic on Bent Road, Accomack, Walt, Barker, and Deaver, and along with those, some significant violations in the school bus safety measures that have been taken into place. So just want to call those into the chief's attention. So any assistance that we could be given in that area would be wonderful, greatly appreciated. My second comment is with regard to the EMS insurance. We recently, unfortunately, had an opportunity to utilize that insurance policy, and it's a little bit unclear because in the bottom right-hand corner of the notification that you receive from the township, it says to mention that you are a resident of Montgomery County. There is not necessarily reciprocity with our neighboring communities. So my daughter had an accident in Springfield, and it's debatable whether they are going to honor that insurance. So I think that that communication needs to be made a little bit more clear in terms of the parameters and the geography that it covers. My 2 comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you for those comments, Chief or Chief Slavin or Chief Bartow. Anything you want to say in response? Maybe some follow up at some point, particularly on the EMS that issue with EMS. I think might be helpful. Some clarification.
So I will see if we can change the mailer, but our membership is for residents in the township when they call 911 in Cheltenham Township, not with the surrounding areas. If they were in Cheltenham Township and an ambulance came to cover us, we do have reciprocity with our surrounding ambulance companies. So I will definitely make sure to see if we can make that more clear.
Yeah, and if Ms. Katchmar, if you need some follow up at some point, please feel free to give a call to the township, and we could connect you with Chief Bartow.
I would greatly appreciate that. I'm a huge supporter of the program and have touted it to my neighbors, and I was just a little bit surprised that it did not cover reciprocity within Montgomery County. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other citizens forum for this evening's public safety meeting? Seeing none, I will close citizens forum and I will move for adjournment. It is 8:01 p.m. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye.